Today's video is going to be primarily focused on why image resolution is important and the ideal image resolution you want for your laser engraving designs here. First up, before we get started, you need to know the difference between a bitmap engraving and a vector engraving and why that matters when it comes to image resolution here. So a bitmap engraving is a JPEG file or a PNG file. So like a photo image like these two side by side here are both JPEGs, and this is what we're going to be primarily focused on in this video. But if you can create a JPEG into a vector image, that's going to be your ideal scenario. But when it comes to actual engravings of photos, sometimes you just have to engrave a photo for it to look better because it uses like a dot density versus a line density in order to engrave. And we're going to talk about all that along the way. So now that you know the difference between those two and just the terminology behind it, let's go ahead and jump into this. So we have two JPEG photos side by side. This one on the left has 50 pixels per inch, and the one on the right has 300 pixels per inch. So that is essentially your image resolution that I was talking about. So what that means is if you engrave it when they're this small, they may look similar, but this one even looks a little blurry at this small here. But the bigger you get with all three of these, the more blurry this is going to get on the left-hand side here with this one that's 50 pixels per inch. You can already see it looking pretty grainy. If I grab that one by itself and make it bigger and bigger and bigger, you're going to see it looks really choppy and it's going to look terrible when you engrave it. Now this one that's 300, if I make that bigger and bigger and bigger, it's still pretty clear, and that's going to look pretty good on engraving on a design there. This one, however, over here is our vector, and you can scale this up infinitely and it will never get blurry. So that's the benefit of turning images into a vector, which I can show you how to do here in just a second. It's pretty easy. But the importance here is that you want to get an image that looks like this in the center when it comes to JPEGs here. So to do that, in Photoshop, you can go ahead and click File, New, and then when you're creating an image for the first time, what you want to do is you want to create something that the size that you want. So let's say we want a 4" by 4" here, and then you can do 300 pixels per inch. That's the one that we want, and we're going to click Create. So now what we can do is we can drag and drop, or we can just copy and paste our image into here. I'm going to just use the vector for an example, and I'm going to paste that into here. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so we have some edges to the white section here. So that looks good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click File, New, and then we're going to do the same 4x4, but we're going to change this to 50 just so you can see how grainy this looks. So I'm going to click Create, and it's going to look really tiny. I'm going to paste that same design into this tiny window here. We're going to shrink it down just a little bit so we have those border edges again, and we're going to click Check. The reason why it's zoomed way out there is so it shows you how good of an image it can be at that size. But if I zoom all the way in, this is how grainy that picture is. So it looks terrible in my opinion, and probably yours too. And if we're zoomed all the way in on the same size of a 4x4" with 300 pixels per inch, this is what it looks like here. So that's the reason why resolution of your image is important when it comes to JPEG files. Now let's talk about the vector file here. So the vector, the way that I got this is you use your good quality JPEG image here, and then in Illustrator you can just do an image trace. And then it'll automatically turn it into a vector, which we now have to remove the background. So we're going to click Expand, and it's now basically shapes that you can control. So we're going to double click and then click one more. So the white is selected. We're going to go to Select, Same, and then Fill and Stroke, and we're going to just click Delete to delete all the white. So now we don't have a background at all. This is all individual shapes that we can double click on and then kind of edit as we see fit. So let's say we don't want this bar here, or we don't want this bar here. We can actually edit those out. And you can change the shape and size of this infinitely and scale it as big as you want, and it'll never get blurry. I mean, you can make this as big as you want. We can make it completely this big here. Let me see if I can zoom out so you can see how big this is. And that will never get blurry. That's the reason why vector images are technically king, but they won't use a dot density to engrave, and sometimes you just need that based on your material to get a better look. But this uses line density, so it'll be just back and forth lines that engrave all the way up. But ideally, you'll want to use vector images for most items, but if you need a photo, you can. You just don't want to use a real low quality one like this, because see how grainy that gets if I make it the same size as that? It's going to be engraved all choppy, and it's just not going to look good. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions about this, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. But I tried to do my best to describe the differences between all of them and why the resolution matters and what resolution you're shooting for. Ideally 300, that's what I always use. If you have any questions, we'll go from there. We'll catch you guys in the next one.